Finn, you ready?
You ready to go?
You gonna have fun?
What are you doing?
He said I love my stroller. Just in case.
Yeah.
We don't need it. We don't need to be a good boy.
Honey, you still got it.
Yeah. What are you doing? Bless your heart.
We don't have no food.
No, you can't eat till you're done with the doctor, okay?
Wilbur.
Wilbur got his breakfast. Didn't you, Wilbur?
You'll get an extra big dinner. I promise, Witty Man. I promise you, Witty Man. We love you. Dr. Parker loves you. Katie loves you.
You ready to get scooped up? He gonna scream. Come on.
Look how little he is. Let me see his little face real quick.
Poor little face. He's hungry little face. His face is so hungry.
You got a hungry face, babe. We love you so much, Finn. You're just gonna go on a little ride and then you'll come right back home.
We got a comfy little chair, a little bed. Look here. There you go.
Chauffeur is leaving. Y'all, this is look at that sweet ride. Y'all like this ride? Yes, y'all like these people are fancy. Yes, we are. This car was donated by one of our dear friends, Cherie.
Thank you, baby.
Yep, she was upgrading. She's getting a good old upgrade, and so it's a 2007. It's got what 200 some odd thousand miles, but anyways, we love it. It's a wonderful car. And y'all know the best thing about it is it's free 99. Y'all know what I'm saying, and it's good on gas. It's a really good car. All right, babe.
All right, honey.
Give me an update.
I will.
Let me see, little man.
I've had the AC going.
I love you, Ben. You love me, man.
All right, y'all. We are getting on the road. I got little baby Finn loaded up. And we are headed to Chatham, Virginia. It's about a 25-minute drive when I'm going, 20 when Kristen's driving. Sometimes longer for me. I'm not the fastest driver anymore. Those days are over for me. But yeah, we're going to Chatham Animal Clinic. That's where Dr. Barker's office is. Getting a few things done for little baby Finn. For those of you who know his story, I'm going to repeat it, so bear with me here. But Finn came to us from a local friend that got him through animal control, through a cruelty case. She was holding him, asked us if we would take him in permanently. After looking at him and seeing some of his issues, we thought he needed to come here. You know, he's got some challenges, he's got some difficulties and stuff we're gonna have to work through. So he didn't seem like a candidate to go to just a regular home. He's gonna need, you know, 24-hour care type of things, more advanced stuff. And those are the cases we usually try to take on. You know, if they can go to a private home and have a really good, happy life, we'd rather do that and put the sanctuary resources towards the cases that are beyond, you know, just a general home. You know, obviously people have their own jobs and everything like that, so they can't be there all day, every day, like we are so fortunate to be able to do for our animals. So we like to put our energy towards those types of cases. But anyway, so with Finn, when we first got him, he wasn't eating, and that is a huge red flag. That means there's something, you know, really serious going on to some degree. When pigs don't eat, that's a problem. So that's when we really, you know, decided we definitely needed to get him and get him well. So the first week or so, the focus was just on getting him eating, getting him pooping and peeing, which he also wasn't doing at first. And a lot of that, we believe, was due to stress of the environment he was first in, then getting moved to a strange environment, times pigs, in those type of situations can develop ulcers. So we believe that's what happened with him. So we were treating that medically, also giving him foods that are real easy on the stomach. And as far as the pooping thing goes, we're giving him a lot of other stuff. Prune juice, pumpkin, mineral oil. And eventually we had to actually start giving him enemas to really get things moving. And then once we got through that stage, which is where we're at now, making sure he's healthy as far as like internally goes, eating, drinking, pooping, peeing, all that good stuff. Then we can move on to stage 2, I guess you could say, which is where we are now. And that's his orthopedic issues. In particular, his front left leg is very, very arthritic, which is, surprising for a pig. We only think he's like 2 years old, so he shouldn't have this type of issues. But he's a really small pig, and usually what comes with that is how they arrive at being so small is that they are the product of really poor breeding practices. The popular thing right now is everybody wants those super tiny, mini, micro, teacup, pixie, whatever, how many dang names they have for it, pigs that, stay 10 pounds or less, which essentially they don't exist. Finn's an exception as far as his size goes. The thing is, to achieve those size, like I said, it's usually breeding a runt with another runt. A lot of times there's actually inbreeding involved, but either way, the runt of a litter is usually the least healthy, has the poorest genes. And so to pass those genes on and combine those with another pig with poor genes, you may get a small pig. However, the end result is they have really poor genes. So in Finn's case, I'm sure that's the reason why he has extreme issues in getting around. He basically doesn't use that front left leg, which is really sad for a 2-year-old pig. So we're going through the checklist of things that we can do to help him. First and foremost, just your typical pain medications. We're giving him meloxicam along with omeprazole to make sure that ulcer doesn't come back and we don't create a new one. Gabapentin, and then a lot of different supplements. So we use C60, which is a supplement we're really fond of. It's expensive, but it really, we've had great success with arthritis, with that. We do turmeric paste. We do, it's actually a horse supplement called Rapid Flex we use. We've been starting to give them boron, which is actually a pretty promising thing that we've come across recently. There's a lot of studies that show that it can be very helpful in at least preventing arthritis and actually helping treat it as well. So, and I'm probably even missing some of the other supplements we got. We load them up. Chris said we always call us the supplement queen is what we call her. So that's where we're at with him. Now, what we're doing today is we're going to give him an injection in that joint, and it's called Noltrex. And what Noltrex is it's a synthetic synovial fluid, and basically it's kind of like a lubricant for those joints. And you inject it directly into the joint where it's needed, and it can also be pretty helpful. It's a short-term thing. It's something you have to do regularly. Like I think it's like every 6 months or so. But it can also be very helpful. On top of that, there's a drug trial that Cornell is doing among potbelly pigs on a drug called RTX. And this is also supposed to be really, really promising for treating arthritis. And they actually want people to have tried some of these other things first before they'll enter you into the trial. So not only is Noltrex something that we think could help him, but it's also a precursor to be able to get him in this trial, which could help him even further. So that's what we're trying to do today. The reason I'm taking him into the clinic is because whenever we have a chance to with the smaller pigs, we like to, if there's going to be any kind of like sedation or anything, we like to take them into the clinic where they have the ability to use isoflurane gas, and that's a lot safer to use in pigs than some of the injectable anesthesia and sedatives and whatnot. So we'd rather make the drive and use, go with the safer route whenever possible. With Finn being so small, it's pretty easy for us to get him into the clinic. So that's what we're doing here. So I got about 20 minutes ahead of me before we get there. And Finn's doing good back there. He's as snug as a bug in a rug. A little roly-poly pig. Another thing that we got to figure out with him is even though he's only 40 pounds, he's actually extremely overweight. I'd say we at least got to get him down to 30, probably less than that. He's very squishy. That obviously would help him with his arthritis and getting around. If your legs hurt and you got a backpack on your back, it's going to hurt worse. So pretty self-explanatory stuff there. So that's another thing we're working on with him. That's more of a long-term thing. Obviously, these orthopedic issues are more of a long-term thing that we're trying to treat and see what we can do to improve his quality of life as much as possible. Right now, he gets around a little bit. He'll mosey around. He's making friends with his housemates and stuff, which is great. That's always a really good thing. Pigs are herd animals, so whenever they have an opportunity to be with other pigs, that's a really good thing. And the fact that the other ones, even though they're 2-3 times his size, they're being really good to him. They're nice. They're not aggressive pigs at all. They're in fact like some of the least aggressive pigs we have. Most pigs will fight when they first meet. There's been zero activity on that front, so that's really good because he's a little guy. He's fragile. He's emotional. So we don't want to put him through anything, and also the fact that he's been through some stress that caused some health issues. We don't want to pile on top of that either. But yeah, no, so far so good with him. I think everything's going really, really well with him, thankfully. At first it was a little touch and go. Like I said, when a pig's not eating, that's a big problem. And then when they're not using the bathroom, that can be indicative of some really big problems as well. You just don't know. And he had been eating for a while when he first got here, so obviously he's probably not going to be pooping much. So that's what we were hoping was going on. It does seem kind of like what was going on, and the stuff that he had got real hard, and he was very dehydrated when we got him as well. So he was just a little backed up, but there's more serious issues that can cause that as well. And for us, it can be really difficult to know when to pull the trigger on shifting from treating it as if it's the first, where it's just just kind of normal like constipation type of thing, versus something more serious, where it's like an actual obstruction, adhesions, something like that can be life-threatening and very, very emergent. And for us, being that we don't, to diagnose that, to treat that, you have to get to a bigger university type hospital. And for us, the closest one that we can get to is University of Tennessee, and that's a good 5-hour drive for us. So it's difficult for us to know when to make the decision to get there. For one, we'll do anything for these animals, but it is a challenge when we pull the trigger on that. By the time they get there, everything's fine. Obviously, we prefer that over not getting them there and then wishing we had and we lose an animal, God forbid, or they become more uncomfortable and it's something that we could have had fixed sooner. So we typically will pull the trigger on that sooner than normal. And definitely we've had several times where it has been a false alarm, which is okay. It's totally okay, because unfortunately, with it being 5 hours away, we can't wait until it's extremely urgent, because they won't make the trip. So we have to try to predict, will this become emergent, or sometimes even is there potential for that? And if just even the potential alone can be a reason why we'll take them in. Better safe than sorry, but it's tough. It's tough. Kristen and I, we wear a lot of hats around the farm. We do a lot of work, and for one of us to be away for half a day, sometimes more, is a challenge. It kind of makes everything else on the farm much more difficult when one person has to do the work of two people, and still make sure all the animals on the farm are getting what they need and they're happy and everything else. So it's a challenge. It's something we're trying to work on. I know we've talked about this a billion times, but it's just really a shame that NC State, which is only about an hour and a half away from us, won't see pigs on most occasions. Sometimes you can get a potbelly in if it's really urgent and they have the space, but they're super reluctant to do it, and you really have to push extremely hard. The vets there are great. It's just administratively they seem to have a mandate against treating pigs, treating everything else. Pigs, they do through their exotic department. They're not even open on weekends or after hours or anything. So it's really frustrating, that we don't have that resource available to us in any kind of close proximity as well. We want to do. So we're going. Someone just passed me. Kind of made me remember that I'm probably not even going the speed limit. Chris Snow makes fun of me for being the slowest driver on the road. I don't know what happened to me. My wild days are over, y'all. But it's a pretty quick drive. It's supposed to be there at 7 minutes. Hopefully I won't be too late. Looks like I've been on the road 20 minutes. What did I say? 25 minutes when I'm going slow, and I'm probably on pace for 30 something. Just the worst driver. Oh my God, is that Dr. Barker behind me? She has a white Toyota. I got a white Toyota behind me. Still trying to figure out if this is Dr. Barker behind me. It might be. Can't see if there's all the vet stuff on the back yet. But it might be Dr. Barker right behind me. How you doing back there, Finn? I think it is. I think that is Dr. Barker behind me. That's funny. Well, I guess we're going to get there at the same time. So we are in Chatham, Virginia right now. Small little town, quaint little town. Speed limit gets real slow for you. Just how I like it. Slow. Drive like an old man. But we're excited for Finn. We're excited that we're, able to move into this next stage of his treatments where he's happy and content enough where we can do a couple of things that, this will stress him out. He's not going to be happy about this, but he's healthy enough now and content enough now where he can handle it. And long term, it's what he needs. So we're very, very fortunate that we have the kind of support that we have that allows us to do everything for these animals. I know we ask a lot. We ask a lot of our supporters. These animals aren't cheap. We take on the challenging ones. The challenging ones take a lot of surgeries, prosthetics, treatments, diagnostics. Our vet bills are out of this world, but they're worth it. I think it's one of the most important things we do for our animals. All right, y'all. Well, I am here. I'm going to get off of here so I can get him unloaded. Obviously, I got Dr. Barker hot on my tail, so see you later. You ready?
You ready to go?
You gonna have fun?
What are you doing?
He said I love my stroller. Just in case.
Yeah.
We don't need it. We don't need to be a good boy. Oh yeah. Finn, you did good at the vet. Now you get a nanner. Now you get a nanner. Oh, I dropped the piece. That's good, buddy. This is what you get when you're a good boy at the vet. what you get when you're a good boy at the vet. That's what you get. Good boy, Finn. Good boy. Take it easy. Sometimes you eat it too fast. There you go. Good boy. This is I was a good boy at the vet, Nanner. Last little bit, okay? Yeah. Good boy, Mr. Finn. Good. Take your time. Take your time. Little pigs need little bites. This is it. Last little bit. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. Good boy. So it's been a long day for little baby Finn. But now he's happy again. He was not happy that he wasn't allowed to have breakfast today. He wasn't happy about going to the vet. Who is? And but now he's got a full belly. He got his dinner. He's got a lap. So the two things he loves most is food and a lap, and he's got both right now. You can tell he's pretty happy. Everything went really well with Dr. Barker today. He handled the ISO gas well, which is why we went up there. Especially with pigs, it's a much safer way to put pigs under than it is, injectable anesthesia, sedative, so on and so forth. So that's why we took him in, to give him just a safer way to handle all this. Anytime we have that opportunity, we always take advantage of it. And yeah, so we're really hoping these Noltrex injections do well for him. We won't know for a little while to really see a response, but he's actually probably going to be a little bit sore for a couple days. So we don't expect immediate results, but we do think it'll help. And also, like I said, this does help him kind of move down the line for qualifications to maybe get in a drug trial that's very promising for treating arthritis as well. So we can still, even if this doesn't have the effects that we hope, there's still other options for him, and this opens up some doors for him as well. So as usual, we're going to try everything with him, but I know he's happy to be home. I know he's happy to have a full belly, and tomorrow will be a better day for him. He'll be able to go outside. He'll be able to hang out with his friends. He's going to get breakfast, which is for him probably the most important of those things. And yeah, he's going to have a good day. So we're really excited and thankful that we're able to do this for him, and he keeps checking off the boxes to a long, happy, healthy life for him. So thank you for following on Finn's journey today, and we hope you will follow along to see how he progresses over the coming days, weeks, months, even years.